بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ هذا أبو إبراهيم معكم. Inshallah, we going through this for anybody who's trying to learn the Arabiya Fasiha, the proper, classical Arabic, like whether you want to either read the Quran or read the Hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the text and Nusus al Deen, the books of the scholars, and what have you. That I would definitely recommend for English-speaking students that they use this course that was developed at Madinah University and Madinah Munawwara for the Mamlakat al-Arabiya Saudiyya. And I actually, this is, I say, where I first got my proficiency in the Arabic language was when I went through this course. And there's 3 books, to start with the basics. And by the time you get to the third book, you're going to find that you're going to be able to understand a lot more. And, and it's basically to get you to understand the nahu, the grammar, because the grammar is extremely important. Like you can take, a dictionary and say you can read an ayat from the Quran and look up the words and get the definition. And it's still not going to make sense because, it's not going to make sense until you understand the grammar and the way that the sentences are arranged in Arabic is completely different than English. And I remember a brother telling me that Sheikh Abur Rahim, rahimahullah, he compared the Arabic language to a fortified castle. And he said and it's like there's a door, like the door to get in the castle is made of of course I'm paraphrasing, but the strongest, steel, iron, metals you could think of. And once you get through he said that door is the nahu, is the grammar. So once you get through that door, everything inside the castle is easy. So inshallah, we're going through this course. We're gonna learn that together. Bismillah. So without further ado, into the class. Now, الدرس الأول. الدرس الأول. So الدرس means the lesson. You see the alif lam indicates that it's it's mu'arraf, it's definite. It's a definite article in Arabic, the alif lam, and you see the alif lam also here in awwal. So this is the first lesson. So it's definite, it's not nakira, not indefinite. And we're starting with hada. Hada meaning this. Okay, and this is the masculine form of this, and later on we're going to get into the feminine version of this in Arabic as well. So first we have hada baytun. Hada baytun. This, and you don't have the like in English we have the verb to be, is. So you don't have that in Arabic. So literally, if you were to translate this, it's this a house. Okay, and the reason we know it's a house because of the tanween at the end and the lack of the definite article. You don't see the alif lam here, so it's indefinite. It means it's nakira. It's it's a house. So literally would translate to this a house. But as of course, to make sense of it into English, we say hada baytun. This is a house. Okay. Next we have hada masjidun. This is a masjid. Hada masjidun. Okay. Hada babun. This is a door. Hada babun. Hada kitabun. This is a book. Hada kitabun. And you notice at the end of all these indefinite words, they have a tanween, which is the dhammatan, 2 dhammas, which indicate, and this is actually, in most Arabic words you'll see, but there are exceptions. There are quite a few exceptions where it's not going to have a dhammatan at the end. Okay. Hada qalamun. This is a pen. Hada qalamun. Hada miftahun. This is a key. Hada miftahun. And it comes from the root fataha. So you see that this is in Arabic is ism al-ala. It's a noun of a tool or a device. So it actually comes like most Arabic words. Actually comes from a verb. So the verb fataha, which means to open, miftah is what you use to open a bab, open a door with. So hada miftahun. Hada maktabun. And if you look at the letters, you'll find that the huruf al-asliya are here. Kaf, ta, ba. Kataba, the verb, which means to write, and you have ism makan. You have a noun of a place which is derived from that. So a maktab is something that you do kitab on, you write on it, okay? Or you put your kitab, your book on the maktab. So it's hada maktab, maktabun. And also can mean office, because an office is a place where you generally have kutub, you have books, right? And you have kitab, or you have writing. So hada maktabun. Hada sarirun. Hada sarirun. This is a bed. Hada kursiyun. This is a chair. Hada kursiyun. Okay, next page. So now we're going to ask the question, and you're given, the answer directly after the su'al, the question. Ma hada. So ma refers to what? Ma hada. So what? Okay. So ma hada. What is this? So ma here means what? Ma hada. Ma hada, and you see the picture. You say hada baytun. This is a house. Hada baytun. Next, hada baytun. So this you see this alif, the hamza on it. In Arabic it doesn't actually have a meaning. It's used for questions, because before, we got the question mark and everything. This is how you would ask a question in Arabic. So this, at the beginning of a sentence, it's a alif with the fatha over top of it, which indicates that this is a question. You could have this, you have or you could have hal, and so you could say hada baytun, hal hada baytun is also used for questions. Okay, and then the answer, an ijaba, na'am, hada baytun. Yes, this is a house. Okay, ma hada. The next question, hada qamisun. This is a qamis. This is a shirt. Hada qamisun. Okay, next one. Hada sarirun. Is this a chair? I'm sorry, is this a bed? Sarir, as we learned before. Hada sarirun. So you're asking the question, is this a bed? La. As we know, la means no. Hada kursiyun. This is a chair. Hada kursiyun. Next one. Okay. Hada miftahun. Is this right here? Does this look like a miftah? Does it look like a key? هذا مفتاح? Obviously not. لا. هذا قلم. This is a pen. هذا قلم. ما هذا? What is this? Okay, so we're actually getting a new word here. Okay, هذا. This is najmun. Okay, this is a star. Okay, هذا najmun. All right. We'll go to the next page. Okay, so we got tamreen. Tamreen means exercise. So we're going to ask the question and see if you can answer based on what you've already learned. Ma hada? What is this? So we go to the picture and we see miftahun. We see a key. So your answer would be hada miftahun. Okay. Next one, ma hada? We go over to the picture. What does it look like? Kitab. Kitabun. It's a book. So you say hada kitabun. Next, ma hada? Of course, this is a qalam. It's a pen. Hada qalamun. Ma hada? This here, obviously, it's a bab. It's a door. So you say hada babun. Next, ma hada? Hada baytun. Ma hada? Hada kursiyun. So, and I recommend as you're going through this that you write all this down yourself, so you can practice and learn. Okay. So another tamreen exercise. هذا بيت. Remember I said that the indicates that it's a question. هذا بيت. Is this a house? And what is it? It's masjidun, right? So say لا هذا مسجد. The answer. Okay. هذا مفتاح. So we look at that, and obviously it's not a miftah, right? It's not a key. It's a qalamun. So say لا. Answer would be لا. No. هذا قلم. هذا قميص. Obviously, yes, it is. So we say نعم. هذا قميص. هذا نجم. نعم. هذا نجم. Okay. تمرين. اقرأ واكتب. اقرأ comes from the verb قرأ يقرأ. So اقرأ is the فعل الأمر, which means the command form. So this is read. So it's the command to read. واكتب, and the command to write. So from كتب يكتب. So read and write. Okay, so first one. هذا مكتب. So this is to get you to practice. They want you to practice all this, and I recommend everyone to write this in your notebooks. هذا مسجد. Okay, so هذا مكتب. This is an office. هذا مسجد. This is a I'm sorry, a masjid. And you notice that the tashkilat, the sound, the vowel points are not there. So they figured by this point you should be able to tell what the word is without the vowel points. Okay. هذا قلم. This is a pen. هذا سرير. This is a bed. ما هذا? What is this? هذا كرسي. This is a chair. هذا بيت. Is this a house? لا. هذا مسجد. This is a masjid. ما هذا? What is this? هذا مفتاح. This is a key. Now we're going to go into من هذا. Who is this? Okay. So we did ما هذا. What is this? Now من means who. Okay. So من هذا. Who is this? من هذا. If you looked at the picture, it gives you a clue of who he is. You can see he has a stethoscope there. So هذا طبيب. This is a doctor, and he practices medicine. هذا طبيب. Okay. من هذا. Who is this? هذا ولد. This is a boy. Okay. من هذا. So who's this guy here? هذا طالب. This is a student. Okay, a student is someone يعني يطلب العلم. He seeks knowledge. So طالب, the verb طلب يطلب literally means to seek, search for something. So someone who seeks out and searches for ilm, for knowledge, he is a talib, he's a student. Okay. So, and you see he has his, I guess that's his book bag. And now they ask the question, هذا ولد? Is this a boy? It looks like a grown man to me, right? لا, هذا رجل. This is a man. Okay. So, هذا ولد? لا. هذا رجل. This is a man. Okay. Okay. ما هذا? هذا مسجد. Okay. So they're asking a question. You see the picture, so you obviously it's masjid. هذا مسجد. Okay. من هذا? Who is this? هذا تاجر. This is a tajir is a salesman, or you can say a merchant. Someone who practices tijara, who practices, buying and selling goods. He's involved in commerce. So هذا تاجر. He could be tajir, someone who يبيع عطور. He could sell oils. He could sell fruits. He could sell anything. So هذا تاجر. هذا كلب. This is a dog. هذا كلب. هذا كلب. You look at the picture. Obviously, it's not a كلب. It's not a dog. لا. هذا قط. This is a cat. هذا قط. هذا حمار. So you see this is a donkey. هذا حمار. Next picture. هذا حمار. Is this a donkey? لا. هذا حصان. This is a horse. هذا حصان. وما هذا? And I was seeing wa with a fatha over it means and. Okay. And so wa, ma, what? هذا is this. هذا جمل. This is a camel. هذا جمل. Okay. Next page. So you see the picture here. ما هذا? What is this? هذا ديكun. Deekun meaning rooster. Okay, that's the male chicken. It's not a dajaj, it's a deek. Deek is deekun. Okay. Man هذا? You see the picture here. هذا مدرس. This is a teacher. Okay. هذا مدرس. Okay. هذا قميص. Take a look at the picture. It doesn't look like a qamis. It doesn't look like a shirt, right? لا. هذا منديل. This is a mendil. It could be a handkerchief or a napkin. A mendil. Okay. تمرين. اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. So we're going to do over this quick lesson, and we'll be done with the first lesson, inshallah. So ما هذا. Okay. هذا قلم. Make sure you write this down. Okay. السؤال الثاني هذا كلب. السؤال الثالثة okay. من هذا؟ هذا طبيب. Okay. هذا جمل. هذا كلب. لا. هذا قط. And from the previous lessons, you should be able to know what these words are without me translating for you. You know, هذا كلب. Is this a dog? لا. هذا قط. This is a cat. هذا ديك. Is this a rooster? نعم. Yes. Okay. هذا حصان. Is this a horse? لا. هذا حمار. This is a donkey. هذا منديل. This is a napkin. هذا منديل. Okay. هذا ولد. So you see that the in the beginning letting you know it's a question. هذا ولد. Is this a boy? نعم. من هذا? هذا رجل. This is a man. هذا رجل. Okay. So, inshallah, we're going to go back to the top and we'll do muraja'a. We're going to review what we learned. Inshallah. So, okay. And make sure you write down the meaning of all these words. Okay. And الدرس الأول, the first lesson. So we went over هذا. So هذا بيت. Okay. This is a house. هذا مسجد. This is a masjid. هذا باب. This is a door. هذا كتاب. This is a book. هذا قلم. This is a pen. هذا مفتاح. This is a key. هذا مكتب. This is a desk. هذا سرير. This is a bed. هذا كرسي. This is a chair. So just want to make sure that everyone is aware. I want you to write down these words and memorize them before we move on to the next lesson so you know how to use them. So, once again, as you see, هذا بيت. Baytun. Baytun is house. Baytun, house. Okay. All right. Next one. Masjidun. Masjid. It's the place where you make sujood. Okay. Babun. Door. Kitabun. Book. قلم. قلم. Pen. مفتاح. Key. مكتب. Desk. سرير. Bed. Kursiyun, chair. Okay. So this make sure you write all this down. Okay. And so here was just, for practice. Remember, ma hada, what is this? Okay. Ma hada, what? Oh, so ma, what? Hada, this. Ma hada. And then we look at the picture. We use hada, this, and then what it is. Hada baytun. Okay? And then you can ask the question, ahada baytun? Is this a house? Na'am. Yes. Hada baytun. This is a house. Next question, ma hada? So this is another vocab we definitely need to write down and memorize. Khamisun, shirt. You say ma hada? Hada khamisun. This is a shirt. Okay. So we're going to look at the question and look at pictures. Hada sarirun, and we should learn from the previous page. Sarirun, it means a bed. Hada sarirun, la. Hada kursiyun. This is a kursi. Okay. Hada miftahun. Is this a key? And you're looking at the picture. It's not a miftah, right? It's a qalamun, a pen. La. Hada qalamun. No, this is a pen. La. Hada qalamun. Okay. Last one. Ma hada. What is this? This here is hada najmun. So make sure you memorize and write it down. Hada najmun. This is a star. Okay, next page. So then they have, as these are the tamreen. This is something you need to do. This will be your wajibuka. This is your homework. Wajibuka and manzili. Okay. So tamreen, remember, it means exercise. So asking you the question, ma hada. You look at the picture. You're going to look at the picture, and then, so here we have, what is this? Miftahun. So when they ask the question, ma hada, we just have to say, hada miftahun. This is a miftah. Okay, ma hada, what is this? This is hada kitabun. Okay, ma hada qalamun. This is a pen. Ma hada, what is this? Hada babun. Okay. Ma hada? Hada baytun. Ma hada? Hada kursiyun. So make sure you go through all these exercises by yourself, and that you understand it before we move on to the next lesson. Okay. And now next page. Tamreen. So asking a question, remember the right here, this indicates it's a question. I mean, we do have a question mark, but also the means it's a question. So hada baytun. Okay, is this a house? Okay, hada. So you would say la hada masjidun. It's a masjid. Okay, hada miftahun, and I'm sure some of you should probably remember what is a miftah. It's a key. So look at the picture. Obviously, it's not a key. It's not a miftah. So you say la hada qalamun. Hada qamisun. Is this a qamis? Naam. Yeah, right. Naam. Hada qamisun. Hada najmun. Is this a star? Naam. Hada najmun. This is a star. Okay. And so you want to go through this, and then remember, so after going through hada and learning that, Then we moved on to men. So men, remember that means who. Okay. So men hada, who is this? And we have here where they ask the question. So when in this men is min adawat al-istifham. It's a question word. So you don't need, in order to indicate this is a question, you're not going to need an alif at the beginning or hal. You just say men. So this is a question word. So just by saying men and then going into the rest of the context, people will know you're asking a question. And by your innotation when you're saying it. So men hada, who is this? Hada tabibun. You see, he has a stethoscope. Obviously, he's a doctor. Okay. Men hada waladun. So remember, waladun is boy. Okay. Men hada. You see, he looks like he's going off to the Jamia and Madinah and Munawwara. He's going to the University of Madinah. Hada talibun. Okay, he's a student. Okay. Hada. And notice the question is starting with a here because we're not starting with men. So this is is also from Adawat al-Istifham. So it indicates that a question is coming. Hada waladun, is this a boy? And from the picture, obviously looks like you don't see the face, but you can tell it's a grown man. It's not a boy. La hada rajulan, this is a man. Hada rajulun. Okay. And once again, look at the questions. Let's see. Okay. Ma hada. Hada is right here. Masjidun. This is a masjid. Men hada. They actually don't have a picture of a tajir here, so it doesn't go with the picture. But so men, remember, it means who. Hada is this. Hada tajirun. So tajir, remember, is a merchant. Okay, a businessman basically. Hada tajirun. Okay. Hada kalbun. This right here is a dog. Okay, hada kalbun. Hada kalbun. Notice again the for adat istifham. Is this a dog? This right here, is that a dog? La. Hada qittun. This is a cat. And qitt actually has, it might be hard to tell on the screen, a shadda over the ta. So qittun. So shadda, it doubles. It's used for doubling, where basically it makes the sounds of two letters connect with each other. So it's like they bump right into each other. So the qaf, the sound qi, it connects with ta. So it's not qitun, it's not la hada qitun, hada qittun. You see how the sounds, they basically bump right into each other and they blend together. So that's what the shadda is used for. Shadda, if I can do with this, it looks like this. So like if you see, let's say, for example, sorry, I'm not really skilled with using this. So this is the verb haqqaqa, which means like to check out, scrutinize something. So haqqaqa. So it's not haqqaqa. It's because of the shadda. So this ha is going to blend right with the qaf. They're going to like bump right into each other, and the sounds are going to merge. So it's a haqqaqa because of the shadda. That's what the shadda does. So the shadda, you might not see it here, but it's right here on the top of the ta, which makes it hada qittun. Okay, not qitun, because if it didn't have a shadda, it would be qitun. Hada qittun. This is a cat. Okay. Hada himarun. Okay, you see the picture, so we know this is a himar. Okay, hada himarun, is this a donkey? And look at the picture. You see, obviously, it's not a donkey. So we'd say la, no, hada hisanun. Okay, this is a hisan. Okay, a horse. Wama hada, and what is this here? Hada jamalun. This is a camel. Hada jamalun. And jamal, of course, is from the same root as beauty, but there's a jamalun, and jamalun. There's a difference. Jamalun means beauty, while jamalun is for camel. Okay. So the next vocabulary that we need to make sure we remember for the next class is deacon. Ma hada deacon. Deacon meaning a rooster. Okay. Men hada, who is this? And you see he's teaching on a board. Hada mudarrisun. He's a teacher, mudarrisun, and which comes from the verb darasa. So darasa means to study, whereas the form 2 of the verb darrasa yudarrisu, you see this once again is a shadda. I don't know, it's might be hard to make out here. See if we can put it here. Sorry, I'm not known for having the best handwriting. So the shadda goes over the ra. Okay, mudarrisun. Okay, so the del and the ra, those sounds are going to merge together. So hada mudarrisun. So that form of the verb, what darasa means to study. Okay, it's to study. When you double the ra in the middle, this form of the verb. Okay, we'll put the fatha. Okay. Darrasa. Okay, so you got darasa and you got darrasa with the dal and the ra merged together. This means to make someone darasa, make someone study. So who's the person that makes you study? The mudarris. So this is the fa'al, the doer. The mudarris he's the teacher because he's the one who makes the person do darasa, makes him study. Okay, ahada qamisun. Okay, memorize. This is this a shirt? And we see it's not a shirt, right? So we say la hada mindilun. So remember that mindil is a napkin, or it can be like right here. It looks like it's a handkerchief, like a handkerchief. Some of you would wipe your face or blow your nose, and it's going to be a mindil, okay? Or wipe your hands with. And then it goes into iqra waktub, iqra, read, waktub, write, and write. And so this is gonna just for a further lesson to help you in that. And go to the next page. Okay, so our next class is going to be a Dars Thani, and we're going to go into Dharika, which means that. So I'm just giving you a precursor there. So make sure that you are firm in understanding Hada before we get to that Dharika. We have Hada down pat before we can move on to Dharik. Barakallahu feekum. Thank you for taking the time out and having a class with me. And inshallah, we'll look forward to helping you, everyone along on this journey to becoming experts at the Lughat al-Arabiyyah. Okay.